Oda is not playing anymore. Of the past few chapters that we got, Oda absolutely deserves to have meat riders. Absolutely. I shall also ride Oda's meat. Come with me. It's time. We shall ride him together. Just like how your girl is more than likely riding her ex-boyfriend when you're specifically at work. We must do the same with Goda. But no, seriously, this is another banger of a chapter. I don't know what's gotten into Oda recently where he's just like, you know what? I feel like showing off the top tiers. So we got Shanks in chapter 1079, and then we got Garp in chapter 1080. And in all honesty, this attack, I like this attack more than Divine Departure. Now look, I'm not saying that Galaxy Impact is more powerful than Divine Departure, but it looks cooler to me. Just saying. I mean, I'll let you guys have your arguments on that part, but I've always loved AoE mass destruction-like attacks. Shanks' Divine Departure is more of a focus attack, whereas Garp is like a Bijou Bomb, only he just threw one punch, which, oh my lord. But we'll touch on Garp a little bit later on. As for the Blackbeard Pirates though, this chapter finally told us what the Blackbeard Pirates' devil fruits are. The only persons that we do not know yet is Lafitte's and the 10 Titanic captains. But it's quite funny because out of all the characters' devil fruits who have been introduced in this chapter, the one that everyone continuously talks about is Avalo Pizarro. Avalo Pizarro, Avalo Pizarro. Over and over again, and you're darn right you're hyped for Avalo Pizarro. I've been trying to hype this man up for a minute too, because I know who the Strawhat matchup will be. That's right, baby. Speaking of Strawhat matchups, I'm just gonna go through mine really quickly. I believe Zoro versus Shiryu is going to happen, which is obvious. Chopper versus Doc Q, Usopp versus Van Augur, Nami versus Katarina Devon, Frankie versus San Juan Wolf, Sanji versus Vasco Shot, Jinbei versus Burgess, Brook versus Lafitte, Robin versus the 10th Titanic Captain, which I believe that to be Stussy, and Avalo Pizarro versus the 10th Straw Hat, which I believe to be Carrot. If you disagree with this list, tell me what your list is down in the comment section below. And you might as well like and subscribe while you're at it. Just saying. Now I know I may hear some people saying, oh well, I don't agree with Carrot joining the crew. What about Yamato? Hey, actually, Yamato fans, I actually have a very special message for you guys. Give up. That is all.
Move this man!
She might get a cover story or something. I mean, I can see that. I would like that. That'd be cool. Anyways, moving on to the characters that will actually get matchups. Now, I had saw a post on Reddit a while back that mentioned something along the lines of Usopp versus Van Augur. And this guy was basically saying, how will Usopp ever possibly even defeat Van Augur? Van Augur is a top tier sniper. He teleports all over the place. How could Usopp possibly beat him when he meets him? And to that I say, he gets a power up. Like guys, he's gonna get a power up. Like, what kind of discussion is this? Every one of the Straw Hats actually needs a power up if they're going to stand any chance of actually beating the Blackbeard Pirates. I mean, let's be real. You got people who still think that Nami is weaker than Ulti. I still think that because the way that she beat Ulti was just so unnecessarily lame. That was a horrible fight. I hated that. Oh, that was awful. And Usopp. Yeah, Usopp needs to make some gains. He definitely does. Because it's not like by the time they face off against the Blackbeard Pirates, they'll be the same. See, I think the problem that a lot of people in the fandom, at least certain people in the fandom tend to have, is that they have this mindset of, okay, this is where this character's at right now. This character, as they are, stands no chance. And they are right about that. But for some reason, people act like they have never read a shonen or watched a shonen a day in their life. It is called a power-up. I find it so weird that people are so hung up on this type of discussion. It's like, yeah, they're gonna get stronger. It's like, this is a no-brainer. What are you doing? Like, because it's the same thing that happened in Wano. Robin got Demonio Fleur and also got a few other things. Frankie didn't really get a power-up. He was pretty much good with the Frankie Shogun. But you know what? Frankie's underrated by a lot of people. I think Frankie didn't even need a power-up myself. Usopp definitely needed a power-up. Didn't get one and didn't actually beat Page 1. That's another thing. Nami got a power up, got a bootleg win against Ulti. Okay, cool. Jinbei didn't really need a power-up. However, Zoro and Sanji definitely did against their respective opponents. Heck, Sanji got a power-up that was so strong, people are starting to call him Admiral level now. Sanji fans, just calm down, Sanji fans. You're doing a little too much right now, okay? But so take the Usopp fight, for example, against Van Augur. Usopp is really gonna have to amplify his observation hockey game. Probably get like his old man and start seeing through the future and stuff. That would be very useful because when Van Augur's teleporting all over the place, a teleporting sniper is freaking terrifying, okay? Same thing when it comes to Frankie versus San Juan Wolf. Let's be real. We expect Frankie to get a power-up that allows him to probably get a big old Megazord and start ripping off Power Rangers, because we pretty much know that that's pretty much every mangaka's dream, is to specifically rip off Power Rangers. But as Frankie is now, I don't see him beating San Juan Wolf until that day comes. And I'm pretty sure that day will come. Now let's take Jinbei versus Burgess, for example. A lot of people would probably say Jinbei would destroy Burgess. I think people are underestimating Burgess, probably because they saw him get clapped by Sabo. But I mean, it's Sabo. You're kind of supposed to get clapped, you know what I mean? But Burgess has the strength fruit. So a lot of people are not impressed with this devil fruit because a lot of One Piece characters tend to have super strength already as it is. But guys, really think about it. The question is, how strong? If you have a devil fruit, that is the dictionary definition of strength. It represents strength in general. And you have all these other physically strong One Piece characters. Imagine what Burgess can do if he is the representation of strength itself. More than likely, Burgess will upstage every single One Piece character in the entire verse when it comes to physical strength. This man will probably show us something crazy. Imagine this, right? You know how Jinbei and Burgess, they have like wrestling moves, whereas Jinbei has like jujitsu, and Burgess has like luchador wrestling style, and they both have shockwave-like attacks, right? Imagine Burgess grabs Jinbei, does a suplex into the ground, but the suplex is so strong it cracks the entire island in half. How will Jinbei fare against a guy like that? I think that's pretty strong, but this is just me assuming because he has to be probably the most physically strong guy that we'll see up till that point. You know that feat that Luffy did with the King Kong gun where he folded a portion of Dressrosa in half? Yeah, I think Burgess should be able to surpass that. It'd be crazy if he couldn't. Honestly, he would be a sucky character if he couldn't. I mean, like, what's the point of even giving you this fruit in the first place if you can't even, like, come on, like, seriously. So we should not sleep on Burgess. And lastly, the one I wanted to talk about, because I can't go through all of the Blackbeard Strawhat matchups. I already did that in another video, so I'm not going to waste too much time on this one. But I wanted to talk about Carrot versus Avalo Pizarro. Now, this I need to talk about because it's going to take a little bit of convincing. I also go in depth about this in another video as well. Link in the description, by the way. But I actually do think that this is a perfect matchup for Carrot. As a lot of people have theorized over time, over and over again, that Carrot will be the lookout. Now, Carrot has actually already shown very good abilities in this. Now, her versus an entire island, think about it. She was able, in her own country, to be able to survey the entire island of Zou, which just happens to be a living, walking island, by the way, which is kind of ironic, but we're just gonna ignore that part just for the sake of other arguments. While she surveys the entire island, she's able to pinpoint certain things going on in said island. In this case, this will be very important when she faces off against Avalo Pizarro, because Avalo Pizarro can pretty much be everything, everywhere, all at once, which was a fantastic movie, by the way. But Avalo Pizarro's fruit is insane. It's like Pika's, only a better fruit because it can fuse into everything, not just stone, which is hilarious because like you step onto the island of Hachinosu and the big old skull just starts talking, "Who dares enter my kingdom?" Freaking love Avalo Pizarro's fruit, man. But Carrot has also shown other unique abilities when it comes to mobility other than just jumping high. She also has very good travel speed. This was shown in Whole Cake Island when she faced off against Diesel. Diesel was shown to be an extremely fast runner. He also boasted about how fast he was, only for Carrot to easily catch up to him. She wasn't tired, nothing, didn't struggle, just easily caught him like it was nothing. Which proves that Carrot has insane speed. So with her ability to survey things and her extremely fast speed, she's probably going to need that to find Avalo Pizarro's real body and actually get to him. However, Avalo Pizarro really works. If he's anything like Pika, he should be able to fit in a specific area of the island. It's funny because Avalo Pizarro has really good sensory abilities too. Like, he could probably be a lookout of the Blackbeard pirates. We don't really know if he really is, but he could definitely work as one. I mean, let's be honest. The moment someone steps anywhere around the island, he'd be like, huh, I feel something in my crotch. That's where the brothel is, as it should be. And him being able to be everywhere all at once, I mean, he knows what's going on in the island. He can survey the island in his own way. And that is a cool duality there. On top of the duality that I've already come up with Carrot and Avalo Pizarro, I've already said that in another video. You should watch it. But at the end of the day, I like this matchup more. Now, does Carrot need a power-up? Absolutely. And like I said, all the Straw Hats need a power-up. Now, I'll say this. If Yamato was to join the crew, Yamato more than likely doesn't need a power-up. And that seems to be like, oh, well, it's a no-brainer to bring Yamato back. But it's just like, I like to see characters progress, you know what I'm saying? I like to see the story do its thing, where characters grow, get stronger, all that. It's a nice thing to see. It's a nice thing to see. Doing Yamato is just way too easy. There's a problem with that. But anyways, that is what I think about the Blackbeard Straw Hat matchups, but now we gotta move on to Garp. Oh, Mr. Monkey D, Grandpa's Sun God. This man is absolutely ridiculous. Galaxy Impact, which I prefer that name over Galaxy Fist, because it's just way cooler, but Galaxy Impact might be my favorite move of all time. Now, let's not get it twisted here. I'm not saying it's the strongest. I think Bajrang Gun is stronger than this attack, I really do. Because, I mean, I think Bajrang Gun and Flaming Bagua is more dangerous than this. But this is just one attack. One. Imagine what else Garp can do. And plus, imagine him in his prime. Oh, God. Garp is insane. And look, y'all gotta start respecting the Monkey D's. You gotta start respecting the Monkey D family. And I have made a mistake. I said that I believe that Garp was Admiral level. I've said this for a while now. I was wrong. Let's really do the math here. Let's think about this. Garp was put on the same level as Gold D Roger back in his prime. He was put on the same level as Gold D Roger and Prime Whitebeard. Whitebeard, being the old, sick man that he was pulled up to Marineford, we all still see Whitebeard as Yonko level. Correct? Do we not? Okay. Maybe the weakest Yonko at that time because he was sick, out of his prime, very old. But let's really think about this. Garp was put on the same level as Whitebeard when he was in his prime. Prime Garp was equal to that of Prime Whitebeard. So why didn't we put old Garp on the same tier as old Whitebeard? Why didn't we do that? Why did we specifically say, okay, Garp is Admiral level? Why did we do that? Why did I do that? That didn't make any, that was stupid. Why did I do that? Like, Garp fans, y'all gotta speak up. Y'all gotta point stuff like that out. You got to, because it's like, so many years have passed where we just said that and just let it slide. If I had used more common sense, I would have noticed this a while ago. But here's the thing. Whitebeard was not only old, but he was sick. Garp was healthy. Now let's look at what Whitebeard did to Akainu back in pre-time skip. I believe Akainu's stronger now, but what Whitebeard did back in pre-time skip to Akainu was filthy. He destroyed him. Now Akainu got some good hits in. But when Garp witnessed Ace's death, Garp said to Sengoku, he was like, hey, you better keep holding me down because I'm gonna kill Akainu if you don't. Honestly, he would've. I believe he would've. And don't get it twisted, I'm not saying this because of this chapter alone. This is something I've been thinking about for the past few months. And after I made my top 30 video, I was like, I've made a grave mistake. We need to change this right now when it comes to Garp, because this is wrong. Garp would have definitely killed Akainu. He would have did exactly what Whitebeard did to Akainu. And matter of fact, it probably would have been worse. Because like I said, Whitebeard was sick. Garp is healthy. He may be old, he may be weaker than what he used to be, but he's healthy. I've been seeing over the past few years, people disrespect the Monkey D family. Garp, who was put along the same level as Roger, the Pirate King. He was like in his heyday, he was not Yonko level. This man was Pirate King level. He was a different level. And then when we look at Dragon, I've seen so many top 30 lists where they just put Dragon just anywhere. They're like, oh, we haven't seen much of him, so I'll put him at number 10 or something. And it's just like, But then, you know, when it comes to them getting to Emu, it's like, oh, we haven't seen Emu yet, so we'll just not have him on the list, which doesn't make any freaking sense. If you haven't seen enough of Emu and you decide to take him off the list, and then you don't see enough of Dragon and you put him on the list, that, you see what I'm talking about? Like, you're contradicting yourself, and you're not even sticking with your same moral plan. It's like you're just doing whatever at that point. It doesn't make sense. But Dragon has the highest bounty on the planet as of currently. So how strong do you think Dragon is? Do you think Dragon is the same level as, say, like a Kaido or somebody else? Or do you think he's the same level as, say, like Roger, the Pirate King back in the day? Where do you think Dragon is? I wonder, do you think he's as strong as Prime Garp? Do you think he's stronger than Prime Garp? What do you guys think about this? I honestly, because we're getting to that point where Oda's just like, hey, I'm done playing around. I'm gonna be showing off these top tiers. I'm gonna be showing off Shanks finally, Garp, expect Akainu, expect Mihawk, and expect Dragon. May not be in the next few chapters, but expect them at some point. From here on out, we gotta be looking out for the top tiers. It's that time. Get ready. But this chapter was amazing. I am looking forward to more One Piece. And you guys let me know what you think about this chapter. Let me know what you think about me placing current Garp, old Garp at Yonko level. What do you guys think? Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Come and join the Vagabond's journey. And with all that being said, Vagabond gone.